I guess we already talked about the Seahawks a fair bit. Oh, this is out of date. Interesting. We already talked about the Seahawks a fair. Actually, did we? How much did we talk about the Seahawks with Tage? I guess we did a fair bit. So, do you have any?
I
I
don't think it
guess.
was the Seahawks. We talked about someone else. We talked about the Ravens.
Oh no, we talked about the Lions. That's right, the Lions and the
The
Ravens.
Lions
Okay.
and the yeah,
Oh,
the
I'm
Lions and the
confusing with
Ravens.
Ben. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Seahawks. Let's go, baby.
Yeah, shout outs to Ben Glassmere.
Oh yeah.
Also one of my favorite people. He has
Mm-hmm.
the best uniform takes in the entire Twitterverse. So,
Oh.
um,
Yeah.
but yeah, this is an interesting
Oh.
draft because they picked two good pass blocking tight end or offensive tackles,
Right.
and then picked a running back. Um,
Yeah. I I am a
yeah.
bit jealous of Charles Cross, but that's okay.
Yeah, I
We'll
mean
get
Charles
there.
Cross is a good player. Broadus had him as his first offensive tackle.
Hmm.
Um,
Ooh, I'm
but
not. Maybe I'm
just
not sure he's that good a player, but I am jealous that they got him at 9.
yeah, it's just when you draft a running back, it's just Pete Carroll going, "Oh, we need a better runner." When you just re-signed Rashad Penny, is
Yeah.
like
Hey,
when you
that's
also have Chris Carson, who granted is always hurt for at least 4 games for us fantasy players out there. He's always good for 4 games out on a
uh
season.
that's
But
Seattle for you. Yeah.
yeah, I mean that's Seattle. Man, they're like, you know what? We're gonna play football like it's the '90s and just like try to just draft big boys and running backs. Apparently,
Hmm.
yeah,
I.
Boy Mafi's a good player. He needs to learn how to come up with a pass rush plan a little bit better.
Hmm.
Kobe Bryant, actually named after the Kobe. Rest in peace.
Uh.
He's an okay player. He's team captain. He held that defense together. He was kind of a glue guy.
Hmm.
Um, if the Seahawks could, Seahawks love them some spark, right? The
Yeah.
athletic testing number spark.
Hmm.
Um, and so if you could create a spark cornerback for the Seahawks and their defensive scheme, uh, it was
Kobe.
Tariq Woolen. He's a six
Oh
four
yeah.
corner that can run 4.3. His mother could spell. She thought it was disrespectful to actually name him Kobe Bryant, so they went with a different spelling.
Uh.
But yeah, it was in honor of the Kobe though.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
Also.
Tariq Woolen's a good player, great cover 3 corner. He's like if Nashawn Wright was good.
Yeah.
So
Oh. Said like a true Cowboys
so it's
fan. I
a
love
Cowboys
it.
fan that hurts a little bit,
Yeah.
but I liked Tariq Woolen a lot, and I
Hmm.
got to watch some UTSA tape because of him. So
Hmm.
that's fun.
Yeah.
Tyreek Smith is, I think, an underrated guy. He's gonna be similar to who's the guy in the Broncos? Was it Draymond?
Ooh.
Hold on, I'm
I do
gonna pull
not
it up.
know. Okay.
There's a guy
Also,
on the Broncos that's a similar player from Ohio State, and they're gonna be.
yeah. I guess
Um,
while you're doing that, Bo Melton is interesting because I feel like a lot of evaluators had him all across the board. Where like some people were like, "Oh, this guy's like a third round pick," and then other people are like, "Oh, don't even draft him." And so interesting that he fell to the 7th round. Like, I feel like I guess this was also very media driven. So I obviously I think this draft was a good example of how like the media's perception of players and the team's perception of players was very different. But in Bo Melton's case, I'm surprised that there wasn't at least one team that looked in the 5th round and was like, we like him, we'll take him." Like, just to get him somewhere. I don't know.
I'm not surprised. I'll say that.
Mm-hmm.
O Melton is a good player. He was like a 4-star, 4.5-star guy. Like I
Mm-hmm.
think he was above 90. Like he was a good player in high school, and he went to Rutgers, and that was probably the worst
Yes.
career decision he made because he just
Yeah.
he broke records. Like he was one of the most productive receivers Rutgers has ever seen, but that also meant he just never learned how to run routes. He was just always hero balling it all day. Like
Mm-hmm.
it was not good. And like so he's gonna come into the NFL. He's gonna come into an offense where without a quarterback because they're not. So there was a report that came out during the draft that the Seahawks have decided that Geno Smith is probably starting the year.
Let's go,
Um,
Geno Smith.
that
Career
natural tank.
resurgence of Geno Smith.
Yeah, no, no. They'd be lucky if they get two wins with Geno Smith. But yeah,
I
and
love that.
neither of those might be against the Vision. Yeah, I mean, yeah,
Oh yeah.
that division is. So like Bo
Hmm.
Melton, I'm not surprised to see him that late. I'm not, but
Mhm.
you know, he's if someone can teach him how to run routes correctly, he'll be a decent player.
Yeah.
And
Nice.
then Lenore Ryan has shutouts to Kyle Duggar.
Oh,
The only reason
true.
why
Yeah.
anyone knows where that
Oh
is.
wait, that's where Kyle Duggar went. I was
Yes,
yeah.
that is where Kyle Duggar.
Okay.
So
Good stuff. Good stuff.
decent class. I mean, a little. Why are you picking a running back?
Yeah. I
But
mean,
otherwise,
especially yeah.
decent class.
I mean,
Russell Wilson's probably, tossing in bed tonight, going, "Why couldn't they do this when I was there?"
but I sometimes it takes a breakup to know what to know what you need. So I guess maybe that's it.
Russell
Maybe.
Wilson was like, "Oh, can you draft a tackle maybe once every 5 years?" And they were like, "No." But once he's gone, they're like, "Oh, we're gonna take two in the same year."
Yeah, like we can't. Yeah, you don't know what you have until you lose it, I guess. Oh.
Yeah, sure.
All right. Unless you have any other more thoughts about the Seahawks, let's move on to the 49ers. Let's see. What do I see? TDP. That's fun. Shout outs to your Campus Canton article. He's, wait, he's not Vulture guy. He's
No, he is a touchdown vulture.
He is
He's
touchdown
going
vulture.
to have...
He's like single cut, just like once you do his single cut, he just like goes. And
Yep.
you can't ask more
It doesn't
from him.
matter who's in his
like,
way. Teammate
Yeah.
and defender doesn't matter. He's just gonna bowl everyone over. He's just a bowling
Yeah.
ball.
Yeah.
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 And,
Danny
they had to pick a receiver
Gregg's
early
good.
because they're about to trade away Deebo Samuel.
Yeah. Which
Danny Gray being that guy is a little bit questionable. I thought he would go a little later.
Mhm.
Also, one of my Campus Canton guys. He has fumbling problems, but I mean, he's a good player. He's fast. He has track speed.
Right.
He's raw, and he could
So it
have
goes.
like Dane said, Darnell Mooney like production maybe one day.
I mean, I guess.
But
Like-
yeah, I thought he was a little bit later, but he can be a producer eventually, just not soon. And it's
Ugh.
kind of not a great place to go because they kind of do have a crowded project receivers
Gotcha.
in their room. So
Also,
you know,
David, what's up?
we'll see. But yeah, Drake Jackson, I was not a huge fan of. He can't bend. If he learns how to
Mhm.
bend, he'll be okay. But he doesn't
Mhm.
know how to bend. Similar to Sam Williams for the Cowboys.
Mhm.
And then TDP is a bowling ball. Spencer Burford, he's okay. He's not. He's got that mean streak, but he's eh. He's
Yeah.
not even as good as Will Hernandez was coming out as a prospect. So
Mhm.
we'll see.
Now,
And then I don't have a whole lot of opinions. Us Maryland fans are a little resentful for Tariq Castro Fields, but
yeah, that's
it
a
is
little
what
rough.
it is.
But
And a lot of quarterbacks
Right.
went in that 7th round because people didn't want to have to compete for these camp arms. So
yeah, well, you're saying Brock Purdy's not knocking on the door? I mean, well, wait, who do the 49ers have behind Jimmy G? Who's their backup? Do they still have like CJ Beathard or something? Is that still their guy? I don't even know.
shout out to the Trumpets.
Yeah, yeah. Hello, David. How's it going? Yeah.
I guess you couldn't convince Drunk Jen to put us on the TV, but okay.
Oh, okay. All right. Give me. Oh, come on. 49ers depth chart. Our lads. I don't even know.
Sorry, we're talking about quarterback right now?
We're talking about the backup quarterback for the 49ers behind Jimmy G. It's
right now it's Jimmy G. They also
Trey
have,
Lance. Duh, I'm stupid. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, well,
And
Trey Lance is their starter next
But
year.
then Nate
so-
Sudfeld is their real
Yes.
backup.
Oh, Sudfeld.
Okay.
They had the other guy too, or did they trade him?
No. They
Help
only
me out
have
here.
they have Jimmy Garoppolo, Trey Lance, Nate Sudfeld, Brock Purdy. Oh, you're talking what's his name? Mullins, right? Nick
Yeah,
Mullins.
yeah. Nick Mullins. That's right.
He's not currently on their roster anymore. So yeah, unfortunately, but
Yeah, I mean,
so it goes.
yeah, they're gonna get a comp pick for him, so whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah,
biggest
teams did
surprise-
not want to. Teams did not want to compete for those camp arms for some reason because they were. What's his name? I did not have him on my list. What is that? Chris Lodakun?
Oof,
Yeah,
who?
did not expect him to be drafted. He was not even on my radar. Some people said they had him as their quarterback 7 out of the FCS. So
There it is. All right. You got me. You had me for a second. You have me, then you
so,
lost me.
Had me in the first half, not gonna lie. But
Yeah. Also,
for
biggest
sure.
surprise of the draft is that the 49ers didn't draft a running back with a fourth or lower down pick. Like, they actually spent on a running back, which is wild.
No, I'm not surprised because I'm surprised they took a running back so early. But I'm
Yeah,
not
that's
surprised
what
they
I'm
didn't
saying.
pick one later.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I mean Elijah Mitchell is a good running back. He's going to be a starter. So it's whoever you want behind him, and
Yeah.
it makes sense to a sense. Elijah Mitchell is slighter than you think, and so
he's
just
a
having
little
someone
frail.
that'll just one cut and just. He's going to be a touchdown vulture. His stat line at the end of his first game that he sees real action in is going to be 2 attempts, 1 yard, 1 touchdown. That is going to be a stat line. So,
So all those
he'll
fantasy
be a touchdown
fantasy
vulture to watch out for,
players out
especially
there,
on the 49ers. Good fit for him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I guess they didn't really improve. I mean, they improved their on the edges, offensive line wise, but like on the interior, I guess they didn't really address it. But I guess knowing them, that doesn't really seem to stop them. So
They have first rounders all through that defensive line. They didn't need that much defensive line help. So,
or offensive line, I meant.
oh, offensive line, yeah.
But regardless,
Spencer Burford actually might kick inside.
That's fair.
He's not quite as. Pretty sure he's not quite as big as you think he is.
Mm-hmm. That would make enough sense. But yeah, I guess any other thoughts on the 49ers before we move on to the Rams?
Oh, the Rams will be a quick talk. So, he's 6'4". He's
Is he 6'4"? Okay.
Yeah, yes, Burford is. But yeah, no, I mean it's a weird value draft. The NFC West draft's funny, so it's what it is.
Gotcha. Okay. On to the Rams. Hello.
How many picks do they have?
They had a lot.
Oh, that's way more picks than I thought they were.
They had a ton. I think the team with the least picks was like the Dolphins. I think they only had like 5.
Oh, I'm surprised they even had 5.
Yeah. I mean, none of them.
There was a video that was posted on Twitter of one of these scouts who jumped in a pool because he said Logan Bruss wasn't going to be there at 104. And to be honest with you, I didn't have Logan Bruss going before 104. So there's that.
I mean, yeah. Didn't people think he was a huge steal at 104? Is that
the Rams thought they got a huge steal, but also they suck at this, which is why they trade their picks away.
Okay.
So
okay, fair enough.
As Voch Lombardi says, y'all when you do mock drafts, do you take into account that teams just suck at this? Some value players, Kyron Williams' stock plummeted after he ran like a 4.740 or something. Kobe Durant, from South Carolina State, also, home of Javon Hargrave and Darius Leonard, as David and I were talking about on Thursday night. And not the Montana State linebacker you want in Daniel Hardy. It was a weird draft. Darian Kendrick has legal troubles. Not really sure if he's going to actually contribute anywhere, but we'll see. The bigger thing is they traded a 2023 fifth rounder for Troy Hill to come back. So reuniting with the old buddy there.
Nice.
So yeah, it was fine. It was a very Rams pick. They're just like filling their holes and just calling it a day. So
yeah, I was gonna say like none of these really stick out to me. Like if I don't recognize the names, then that's probably a bad sign.
Yeah, I don't recognize some of these names too. So
yeah.
Although I guess you can't go wrong with a Big Ten offensive tackle. So
yeah,
it is what it is.
Mm-hmm. I guess. But yep, Rams be Rams. Keep giving away your picks. Keep getting
picks,
known commodities for them. Go on with your life.
I mean, they'll get a third rounder for Von Miller. So okay.
Mm-hmm.
They gave up a second and a fourth, and they got back a third. And Von Miller, so for a year. So okay.
Yeah. Okay. Unless you have any more thoughts on the Rams, Cardinals time. Oh baby.
The Cardinals. That first round pick is actually Hollywood Brown.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, sorry I didn't put that on there, but they did indeed trade for Hollywood Brown. They gave 23 for Hollywood and pick 100, which is a choice, but
they also picked a tight end with their first pick when they only ever use one tight end at most. So And James Conner was about to have the whole backfield to himself before they drafted Keontae Ingram, which they had
What about
gap between those two picks.
Yeah.
Myjai Sanders and Cam Thomas are both interesting picks because they both weigh in at like 240 soaking wet, and so
Good
they're
luck with
not.
that.
They don't have anchor, and so they're similar guys in that I like both of them. They were both super productive in college, but they're gonna struggle against those bigger offensive tackles, which now Seattle actually has tackles, so we'll see how that goes.
Yeah.
Lacita Smith was one of my favorite offensive line guys I watched.
I was going to bring up Lacita Smith.
I love Lacita Smith. That guy, I've never seen someone so enthusiastic to go block linebackers. Like, he was just so enthusiastic. He was having a great time against, I forget his name, the UNC linebacker that transferred out to Auburn. He was having a grand old time bullying that kid. He was so sick and tired of seeing Lacita Smith by the end of that game. It was hilarious.
Was he just sitting on him, like pancaking him a little bit just to like let him know?
Yeah. They were just like, he was just bullying him. It was just, hitting him in the mouth just because he could.
Yeah.
Yeah. Great. It was a good time. I enjoyed watching the tape. But he's got short arms. That's why he's fell. He's kind of squat a little bit.
Gotcha.
But apparently the Cardinals plan to run a lot of zone because that's the only thing he can do. He's not going to overpower anyone. Marquise Hayes was a good value pick in round 7 as well, and Jesse Lukett is another one of those super athletic Penn State linebackers. He's not Brandon Smith level athleticism, but he's just one of those athletic Penn State kids that don't really know what they're doing, but they're athletic as hell, so they'll just go get the ball. Just point him in the right direction and let him get to work. So,
what are they going to do at corner? Because they didn't really address it in this draft. Or tackle.
They got Byron Murphy and
Patrick Peterson.
Patrick Peterson's out in Minnesota now.
Oh, is he? Oh, that's right. Yeah, I got it confused.
They have Marco Wilson from Florida and Jeff Gladney. Oh, Jeff Gladney. Okay, that's an interesting thing. All the charges were dropped, so technically he's cleared to play.
Oh.
Yeah. And then a bunch of scrubs and Byron Murphy. They're gonna live off this linebacker core where they have these big tall guys, Zaven Collins and Isaiah Simmons, and they're just gonna disrupt passing lanes, and they're gonna try to rely on this pass rush to get there, and that's it. And they have one of my favorite guys from a couple of years ago, Lucky Fodu, big boy from Utah, in the same mold as like Star Lotulelei, but he's not quite as like dense and short as him. But yeah, Cardinals don't really know how to draft. Cliff Kingsbury being one of those guys that just the epitome of failing upwards. And so
sad day, and yet they won enough games that he's still around. So we'll see how that changes.
He won't be next year, especially if Kyler Murray doesn't want to be there. So.
Oh, you think Kyler Murray actually doesn't want to be there? You don't think he was just doing that for contract reasons?
He wants money, and I don't think the Cardinals are ready to pay him money if he's not going to be a real passer, because he has one of the worst deep balls in the NFL.
Okay. Gotcha. And that's saying something, I guess, considering some of the starters in the NFL right now. But
yeah.
All right. I don't really have any more thoughts about the Cardinals. Do you? Are you?
I do not. I mean, Hollywood is a good fit in that offense, so I'll give them that.
That is fair.
But also, and I love the fact that college quarterbacks are saying, "Hey, I want my college receiver back with me." I'm down with that. That's a storybook ending that I'm okay with. But I don't know if we're looking at this consistently happening, but it'll be interesting. It'll be interesting.